Do you know what the difference is between the future simple will and be going to? If not, then continue watching this lesson. Welcome to English on the Mark. My name is Marek Pena, and today we will focus on will and be going to when talking about the future. Knowing how to use these structures properly will make your English sound more fluent and natural. Before we go over the rules, it should be noted that both will and be going to are followed by the base form of a verb. So, I will see you tomorrow. See is the base form. And we are going to visit our friends in Brazil next month. Visit is the base form. So now, let's look at some basic rules of when to use will and be going to when talking about the future. The first rule is that both of these structures can be used to make a prediction about the future. However, will is used to make predictions that are based on your opinion, your intuition, your hopes, or your personal experience. For example, Katie is having a party tonight, but she doesn't think Jenny will come. Katie invited Jenny to her party, and Jenny accepted the invitation. But Katie has this feeling that Jenny will probably not come to the party. Katie's prediction is based on her intuition or perhaps her personal experience with Jenny. I believe you will get this job. You are highly educated and intelligent. So, my friend applied for his first computer programming job. And I personally don't know much about coding or programming, but knowing that my friend is highly educated and intelligent, I believe that he will get this job. My prediction about the future is based on my opinion. Let's look at one more example that shows how the future simple is used to make predictions about the future that are based on someone's opinion, intuition, hopes, or personal experience.
Like all social media, there are valid concerns around short video platforms, including data privacy, the addictive nature of the format, and the lack of nuance and context in the content. However, I still think that the positive outcomes of short video will outweigh its downsides. I believe short video will become a more vital economic and social force in the future.
Be going to is used to make predictions about the future that are based on present evidence. For example, the sky is very dark and cloudy. It is going to rain. So the dark and cloudy sky is your evidence that allows you to predict that it is going to rain. Let's look at another example. I ate too much cake. I think I'm going to be sick. Here is another prediction based on evidence. You ate too much cake. Your stomach hurts, perhaps you're feeling a bit nauseous. So based on how you're feeling right now, you're probably going to be sick. So this prediction is based on present evidence. And here is another example that illustrates how be going to is used to express predictions about the future based on evidence.
Just in the past few years, our machines have started demonstrating skills they have never, ever had before. Understanding, speaking, hearing, seeing, answering, writing, and they're still acquiring new skills. For example, mobile humanoid robots are still incredibly primitive, but the research arm of the Defense Department just launched a competition to have them do things like this. And if the track record is any guide, this competition is going to be successful. So when I look around, I think the day is not too far off at all when we're going to have androids doing a lot of the work that we are doing right now. And we're creating a world where there is going to be more and more technology and fewer jobs. It's a world that Eric Brynjolfsson and I are calling the new machine age.
The second rule is that we use will and be going to for future decisions or plans. It is important to remember that will is used to make a decision about the future at the time of speaking. This means that we make a decision and at that very moment we say it. For instance, what would you like to eat, chicken or pasta? I will have the chicken. Imagine you were on a plane flying to New York and a flight attendant asked you whether you wanted to eat chicken or pasta. You didn't think about this before. You were given two options and you made your decision at that very moment when those two options were presented to you. You made your decision while still speaking to the flight attendant. And here is another example.
Wow. So you mentioned the semi, and I think you're planning to announce this in September, but I'm curious whether there's anything you could show us today.
I will show you a teaser shot of the truck.
Teaser shot.
Be going to is used to talk about prior plans and decisions that have been made before the time of speaking, which means that the decision was made in the past. For example, I'm going to buy a house. Buying a house is a big decision. So before making this decision and sharing it with my friends, I had to think really hard about the pros and cons of buying a new house. So this decision was made in the past, and now I am telling my friends that I am going to buy a house. And here is one more example.
So there's a lot to learn from listening to voices. And I believe that this has to start with understanding that we have more than one voice. So I'm going to talk about three voices that most of us possess in a model of what I call the mask.
The third rule is that will is used to make offers, requests, and promises, like in the following examples. I will pick you up from the airport if you want. This is an offer. Will you help me cook dinner, please? This is a request. Thank you for lending me the money. I will pay you back next month. This is a promise. And here is another example of making a promise.
Helping the community see that each daughter is a treasure, every sister is full of potential, and helping every single girl see that value in herself. There is no limit to what that future will cost. Not every girl who comes to my school will be a PhD, but every single one of them will achieve her full potential and will become an advocate for her children and her grandchildren for years to come.
Let's recap what we have learned so far. We use will and be going to make predictions. Will is used to make predictions based on your opinion, intuition, hopes, or personal experience. Be going to is used to make predictions that are based on present evidence. Both structures are used for future decisions. However, we use will when we make a decision about the future at the time of speaking. Be going to is used to talk about decisions that were made before the time of speaking. And last but not least, the future simple will is used to make offers, requests, and promises. And this brings us to the end of this lesson. But before we go, I would like you to make 2 sentences using will and be going to, and then write those 2 sentences in the comment section below. That's all there is for today. Thank you, and as always, I hope you have learned something today.